In your org, for some projects, you might want to track expenses, and client can definitely help you with this using the expenses, expense lines, and different expense types. So let's look a bit more on, for example, on this project, the Acme 2 project, there is an expense related object and expense line. The way it works is that for any project, if you want to track expenses, you will need to create one expense folder, one expense report, and to each of these expense, you're going to add the expense lines. So let's do it right now. So on here, on the client project Acme 2, let's first look at who are the project assignee. I think it's Jenny Red and Roxanne. Good. So I'm going to go back on expense, create a new expense report. Here, with today's date, project resource going to be Jenny Red. She's assigned to the project. Maybe Jenny's expenses. There you go. Project owner is Denny for now. And I won't put any approval status and just save it for now. As you saw, there were options for accounting systems. So if ever you're interested in doing that relationship between your client instance and any accounting system, there are integration existing for that. And we could maybe review this in another video. So my expense report is ready. The only thing that needs to be done now is to add expense line. And a client makes it very easy by adding that tab right here. So if you click on the add expense line, it will prompt you with different options to create your expenses. So here you've got the date. You have to select expense type. So just be aware that in the configuration of your client instance, you'll be able to select what expense type you want to recognize. In this case, I've got different ones. Let's select the meals for now and an amount. So I'll put $50. Whoops, 50. By default, it's going to be billable, reimbursable, but I could change this, right? And I could even select when creating my expense type what are the default values for these. And if ever on this expense type I required the expense receipt to be attached, it would be required here. So I think it is the case for meals. Let's try it. Here we go. So if you're not attaching it, it's going to ask for an image to be inserted. Let me just see if there is one that does not require it, just to see if it goes through. And if not, I go same thing. So let's add an expense. Upload a new file. I'm gonna go to pictures, anything, client.png. There you go. Done. The client logo is right here, and if I save now, here it goes. It worked fine. So I've got my expense line of lodging that is default, reimbursable, billable. It has not been invoiced. You'll be able to see that on your expense and the amount. So each time you will add expense lines, the details of your expense report will change. So that's how we track expenses. And at the end, when I say the end, is what you want to do is you might want to invoice that expense report and add it to your invoices to be created. So you could submit for approval these expense report or not. And then it would make them available when you will generate your invoices.